We will hear from Brad Garlinghouse and the SEC crooked David Schwartz, who is trying to sell the XRP ledger to a very large financial institution. Ethereum lows for Bitcoin. You sent me a chart for my teaching assistant. Today we will examine Bitcoin, examining its history, present state, and prospects. Without further ado, let's get started. I think you're going to enjoy it. Bitcoin $41.47 Ethereum has now dropped by 2.43% during the last day, closing at $2,489. It's down 2.46%, guys, but it's still 99 cents as USDC approaches $1. XRP isn't looking so fantastic. We don't want to breach 54 cents. Arriving at 0.549 for those of you keeping track at home, the total is about 55 cents. The market capitalization of cryptocurrencies has decreased from $1.75 to $1.65. The trillion-dollar market is currently quite stagnant. When the ETFs were released and a large amount of money left the markets, they continue to believe more as we move forward. Money will leave the markets, Luxlands. I continue to share that there will be an announcement soon. Excuse me, but when we look at all these chains out there, it's going to be the biggest news in all of the NFT initiatives on the XRP ledger, and it ranks in the top 1% of announcements made throughout the NF sector overall. Secure yours. I will tell you now. About 20 leftover holiday lines make it mythical. Is now only 20. The mobs are probably down. Up to 15, we recently released potions that allow you to make your own legendary NFT. Continue to receive your XRP back every month, just lock them in. I've got a sneaking suspicion that you'll want to get as many as you can. Suspicion that these costs are going to skyrocket overnight. Reliable cryptocurrency release. The influx of Bitcoin ETFs is positive. The GBDC market. The story of the proposition is false. View the 8-minute clip. Currently below average. To put it into perspective, we are increasing net purchasing pressure by 5,000 Bitcoins each day, or 10 times. It will have the effect of indicating that there is a lot of pleasure being had. Many people are requesting, say, $5,000 or $3,000 in Bitcoin. You get the idea. Leave now. You're incorrect, but you already know what they're going to say since, eventually, perhaps following the chaos or the bull run, Bitcoin does reverse to $10,000. Who knows? And they'll be I dislike individuals in the charts because they don't want to give you a timeline for what will happen. Instead, they just want to put a figure out there. For example, I can tell you that XRP will reach $100. In 6 years, XRP will reach $100. I'm going to send out another tweet and behave as I instructed, proving my accuracy. That is incredibly irrelevant information, people. When you release a forecast or a time frame, I want to know what's occurring right now and where the markets are headed in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 months, not years. Right, respectable crypto then says he's not sure which way things will go because everything depends on what happens to Bitcoin. Does he think it will say, grind higher or drop down to 41,000? That will tell us what the rest of the market does. According to his Ethereum charts, the price of Ethereum may drop more or rise, but the truth is that we have no idea what will happen to it next because it all depends on what Bitcoin does first. This is my Bitcoin chart, which I have posted on the page. Collective it is something I will share with you. Alright, so here is our location, even though it's your first sell zone. Could there be a decline at that $36,000 point? It is possible, but what will occur? Follow my pinned tweets because everything is up there once we see the slight retrace and retreat that we have been calling for. I'm referring to this as a bull market like you've never seen one before. Take a blast off. Now let's get started. When we examine the differences between 2020 and the present, you can see these two photos both include this yellow line. Is the anticipated time for having we shouldn't say expected, as it will undoubtedly happen. Examine the charts. The prior games in which we achieved record-breaking alright, see the dip. I observed the same thing. Dunk, I see the same upward movement that we are currently witnessing. The absent element is Wick's recent and sane behavior ending? Might bring us back into the $30,000 region, perhaps $33,000, perhaps the upper 20s, only time will tell. But what happens next? The explosion and upward parabolic motion, that's what we are heading toward, people. It's almost here. It will happen. This parabolic blow caused Bitcoin to rise to a high of $200, almost reaching $250,000, and that is exactly what will happen. This particular chart will occur. It's all happening right in front of your eyes. All we need is one last wild decline before Bitcoin takes off and its price begins to soar. It's happening quickly, all that's lacking, and I believe it's currently being played out. There is going to be a decline in the price of Bitcoin. To what extent do we descend? I'm not sure. My initial goal is 36K. Can we get under 36,000? Yes, please. We could see something akin to a swindle. Will it hold? No, it's not, but then we go close to experiencing a boom after that. We're off. What time is the half hour? We have approximately 2.5 months to see this move through to completion, and it will happen in April. It will happen. Let me pick up this other item and return it to this chart right now for a brief moment. People, there's a good chance that something bad will happen before the parabolic pump moves. Because investors are cashing out their holdings, GBDC is being forced to liquidate its Bitcoin holdings because of the ETF market mechanics. According to reports, GBDC's holdings have even decreased. 13793 of the 65890 total Bitcoins held. This is a significant decrease in the number of Bitcoins compared to the previous cycle. ETH's low returned to the 618 and the 65 FIB retracement following a respectable consolidation before our departure. Are you prepared to focus on these charts? Take note of these moons. Take a screenshot of them with a 50% or less chance of being approved for a spot Bitcoin or spot Ether ETF. According to JP Morgan, we've heard from garlinghouse that additional ETFs will be introduced. According to JP Morgan, there is a 50/50 chance that we will see an Ethereum. Alright, in the day's second video, we will demonstrate to you all of the corruption that is occurring on Ethereum. We'll talk about that later. However, garlinghouse, who's he speaking to? Could an XRP ETF be on the horizon? Hello everyone. Are you aware that I believe we may be able to invest in an XRP ETF? My money is on the institutional money that is entering the Bitcoin market, which might expose me to up to $1.5 billion. What did we discuss when we discussed the possibility of further sell-offs in future GBD sales, which might further reduce the price of Bitcoin? My goal is roughly 36,000, so that's what we're aiming for. After that, we got an interview. Brad Garling will come out, and I will mention this for the second video. He declared that XRP is the best option available to banks and financial organizations, including JP Morgan, at the end of the day. We will speak with John Dean later as well as Fargo and Citigroup, as I want to make sure that we can handle this. Information claims that only recently, behemoth asset manager Franklin Templeton was presented with the advantages of the XRP ledger by Ripple CTO David Schwartz. This is the article. The CTO of Ripple presents Franklin Hilton's XRP mythology, emphasizing its effectiveness and future growth possibilities for the cryptocurrency sector. David Schwartz, the Chief Technology Officer of Ripple, has introduced Franklin Templeton, a major asset management firm, to the XRP ledger. This is in line with the interest that numerous traditional finance companies have shown in Bitcoin. In response to posts made by Franklin Temple regarding their interest in Solana and Ethereum, Schwartz said, "Hey, don't forget to take the XRP into account. Ledger is more rapid. It is more affordable, more effective, and offers the transparency you require in the US, something that Ethereum and Solana do not. Franklin Templeton tweeted about investigating other blockchain networks, such as XRP Ledger, and Schwartz discussed his impressive performance, mentioning his effectiveness in handling both real-world and cryptocurrency assets. He had managed millions of transactions for over 10 years. Franklin Taylor has expressed interest in the past. The CEO of the company discussed investing in public blockchains, Web 3.0.0, Schwartz's, and blockchain technology. The XRP community has responded favorably to comments made in favor of an XRP-based ETF. The reason we are supporting this is because we genuinely desire it. Institutional money, and we want these exchange-traded funds, ETFs, to be able to attract regular investors, who in turn attract capital that not everyone is aware of, which we are attempting to capture in these new crypto markets. ETFs will provide those who are hesitant about digital wallets with an easy method to get started, even if they don't know where to begin. People, what we need is to get out. Watch out for our upcoming video, where we discuss everything from Ethereum to Vitalik Buterin and hacking in exchange, which he was caught doing red-handed. Brad Garlinghouse will also discuss XRP and why JP Morgan believes traditional financial businesses should use XRP.